Hello everyone, welcome to our online lesson. I am here again for you and I will be here for 2 hours, and in today's lesson we will be talking about second conditional sentences for pre-intermediate level students, and we will be here from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. or 2 p.m. Yes, from 12 to 2 p.m. And I hope you are fine and doing very well. And this is the weekend. Most of the students started studying in the branch, and like some of them still they are at home. Okay, and how are you today? How's it going? Hello, Ayşe and Sıla. As you know, our online lessons and like face-to-face lesson have already started. Like some of the students started going to the branches to get the lesson and to start their education, and our branch started working and started giving the service to people. How's it going? Are you okay or not? Heva Bulut says hello. Hello, Heva. Welcome. And as you see from my screen, today's lesson is about the second conditional, like if conditional sentences. On Thursday, like my previous lesson, I talked about first conditional sentence. And today's lesson, we will be talking about second conditional sentence. And you can ask me, what does it mean, the second conditional, and why we use the second conditional sentences in English? The second conditional sentences we use to talk about hypothetical situations. You can ask me, what does it mean, hypothetical situation? Hypothetical situation, it means unreal situations or imaginary situation. Okay, we can't imagine something could happen or not. All right, and we have to make the sentences by using the second conditional, like grammar. How can we use them? Like we have two parts, like we have if conditionals, like if clause, and we have a main clause. Like if we have two clauses for conditional sentences, as you know. Like if clause, we have to use like past simple. Like we have to use the past simple after if, okay? And then like the main clause, we add the would and the verb. Okay, would plus verb. For example, if a bull attacked me, I would run away. Okay, as you see from the example, if a bull, we use the past simple after if. After if, we used what? We used a past simple, okay? And we used would and run, like past simple, not past simple, like we use would and plus the verb, the main form of the verb we use in this sentence. And if you didn't go to bed so late, you wouldn't be so tired in the morning. So as you see, the negative form of the past simple we used here after if clause, and would or wouldn't, like negative form of word is wouldn't plus verb. In question, you may ask me, how can we make question sentences? We can use would in front of the subject, like would you take the manager's job if they offered it to you? Like we use would in front of the subject in the question type of the sentences, and subject and the verb, like first form of the verb, verb 1 we say. Okay, if you can't see, I can try to show you. Oh, it's too, yes, all right, let me make it bigger for everyone. How's it at the moment? Yes, we use past simple after if and would in the second part, in the main part. So contractions, we add like ed after the subject, like would, I'd, you'd, he'd, etc. Wouldn't, like would not. Alright? And if clause can come first or second, like as you see from the sentences, if here, like if clause came first. But in this sentence, like in the second part, like you see, if, like I would do more exercise if I had more time. Like if clause comes at the beginning of the sentence, like firstly, we have to use a comma before the main clause. Or if comes after the main clause, we don't need to use any like comma before if. Okay? And you can ask me, teacher, but in this sentence they use could. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. We can use, there's not any problem. If we went by car, we could stop at places on the way. You can also use could plus infinitive in the other clause. Like instead of would, we can use could also. It is possible. Hello, Azima. Good afternoon. Welcome to our online lesson. I am happy to see you here again. So, like if we went by car, we could stop at places on the way in order to talk about any possibility in the like you imagine. And be in second conditionals, like to be as a main verb we can use. To be, like for example, if Jack was or were here. Why we use, like we often use these expressions. For example, if I were you, I would do blah blah blah. Like for advice. Like we use this expression for giving advice to someone. Sela says she could be happy if she had a job new. Yes, she could be happier if she had a new job. Yes, that is the correct answer. If she had a new job, she could be happier. Thank you, Sula. If Jack was here, he would know what to do. And also we can use were. If I were you, we use it for talking about advice. First or second conditional sentences, and you can ask me what's the difference between the first conditional types and the second. Like as you know, like from my previous lesson, I talked too much about the first conditional. Like we use the first conditional sentences to talk about the real situations. For example, if I study hard, I will pass my exams. But conditional, the second conditional types, is about unreal situations. For example, if I had $1 billion, I would buy a house in California. So this is unreal because I don't have $1 billion at the moment. It is unreal. It's imagination. Okay, imaginary situation or hypothetical situation that we use the second conditions for. And use the first conditional for possible future situations. As you see, if I don't have to work tomorrow, I will help you. This is the possibility. Maybe I will help you if I have enough time to do that. On the other hand, we use the second conditional for imaginary or hypothetical situations. A few seconds ago, I told you, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I would help you. It is a hypothetical situation. I have to work, so I can't help you. All right? I can't help you. Okay, I think you got the topic. You understand what I mean, the second condition sentences, and why we use the second condition sentences, and what's the rule. And if you have any question, you can let me know. You can leave a comment there, and we have a chat box. You can write your comments in the chat box, and you can ask whatever you want from me here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help every student related to any grammatical problems, pronunciation problems, vocabulary problems, like the problems which are related to English. Okay, as an English teacher, I'm here to help you. So our second conditional sentences, we learned the grammar and learned how can we make the sentence. It's not too much difficult to learn, to memorize. Yes, it is easier than other grammatical topics, but second conditional sentences, I want to mention something. Don't get confused to use the first or second or third. So second is unreal. Like you say, it is impossible to do that. For example, if I had $1 billion, I would buy a Ferrari, I say. At the moment, I don't have $1 billion, okay? I don't have $1 billion, so it is impossible for me to do that. I imagine. For example, if I had time, I would travel around the world, we say. Okay? So, guys, I want to ask you, do you have any problem? Do you have any problem with the second conditional type? If you have, let me know and we can solve it directly here, immediately. Yes, if not, if you say that, teacher, we don't have any problem for the second conditional sentences, I want to continue with some exercises that we will do them together here. Like which one we have? Like we have the conditional sentences, second conditional verb tenses in the second conditional sentences, as you see. We will start doing them one by one. The number one, okay, let's do the number one. Number one, it says that it is Monday today, but if it blah 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 Saturday, I blah 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 to the beach. How can we change the verbs in order to make the second condition sentence here? And I will write the notes here to help you. Like the number one, waiting for your answers, waiting for your comments. Okay, I am waiting. If you have any idea, any question, you can let me know. I can help you. So which one? Gülsafa says the number one, first part is was, the second part is would go. Sıla says was, and what about the second part, Sıla? Would go, she says. Yes, was and would go. To be, it is the verb. Yes, after if, as you know, we have to use past simple. Yes, to be, past simple form like was and were. Yes, two forms we have in the past simple of be, verb be, like a was and were. So the subject here is it. So that's why we have to use was, okay. And the second part, as you know, in the main clause we use would plus the verb form, like first form of the verb, would go. Okay, the number one, it is Monday today, but if it was Saturday, I would go to the beach. Yes, Sıla, Gülsafa, Tuko, and Ayşe. Your answers are totally correct. Thank you. Let's continue with number two. I don't have any money now. Okay, I don't have any money now. If I blah 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 some, I blah 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 it to you. So blah blah blah, I mean like we have to change the verb, or we don't have to change the verb. It is up to you. It depends on you which one should be used here. You have to make the decision. So I don't have any money now, but if I had, they say, Gülsafa, Sıla, Tuko says had and would lend. Yes. Have, past simple form of have is had, and would we have to add because of the main clause. For second conditional we use would, and the verb form of the first form of the lend. Had and would lend. I don't have any money now, but if I had some, I would lend it to you. Number three. Let's continue with number 3. I have to work tomorrow, but if I blah blah blah. Number 3, I wanna mention that if you wanna watch us online, you should go to Justenglish YouTube channel to watch us online. And if you wanna get the weekly programs, you can go to Justenglish Instagram account and you can get the detailed information from that account. Yes, Gülsafa and Safa, they say the correct answer for number 3 was, if I was free, I would go. Okay, I would go. It is the correct answer for number 3. Yes, I have to work tomorrow, but if I was free, I would go shopping with you. Number 4, Amy can only speak one language. If she blah 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 speak 2 languages, she blah 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 for a job at a multicultural center. What about number 4, guys? I'm waiting for your answers for number 4, and I want to ask you to be active as much as you can during the lesson. And if you have any question, you can raise the question and you can ask me. Tuko Salamanca says, Tuko says could and would apply. Not only Tuko, but also Gülsofa and Sıla, they say the same. Yes, that's the correct answer. Can in the past simple is could. Yes, that's the correct answer. Amy can only speak one language, but if she could speak 2 languages, she would apply for a job at the multicultural center. That is the correct answer for number 4. And number 5. Let me show you number 5. How can we answer to number 5? Sue doesn't know how to knit. Okay, so if she blah 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 how to knit, she blah 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 sweater for you for your birthday. So Gülsafa says number 5 is new and would make. Okay. Sıla, new and would make. Yes, now new noun. That is the correct answer. We have to use new after if and would make. Yes, would make is a correct answer for number 5. And let's continue with number 6. I don't own a pair of skis. If blah 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 skis, I blah 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 skiing with you tomorrow. So your answers for number 6. Number 6, we are talking about the second conditional sentences. As you know, we have to use the past simple in if side and would and plus the first form of the verb in the main clause. So the question number 6, if I don't own a pair of skis, if I had, yes, that is the correct answer. If I had the skis, I would go. I'd go skiing with you tomorrow. And number 7, I can't understand what he's saying. If he more clearly, I more. Azime says had and would go. Thank you, Azime. Your answer is correct. Great. And let's answer to number 7. What should we write for number 7? I can't understand what he's saying. If he blah 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 more clearly, I blah 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 understand, or I don't know which one. I am waiting for your I am waiting for your answers to this question. Scylla says, spoke and would understand. Speak, spoke, spoken. Yes, we have to use the past simple form of the verb. It means it is spoke. That is the correct answer for spoke for the if side. Yes, if he spoke more clearly, I would understand. That is the perfect answer. I would understand. I would understand. Yes, guys, that is the correct answer. And let's continue with number 8. Number 8. We are not going to buy that house, or we are not gonna buy that house, but if it a little cheaper, we eat. So what we have to write, Mr. Hakan came and he says had and would land. Okay, I think he answered to another question above. Sıla and Gülsefa. Let's say was and would buy. Yes, to be was where the subject is it. That's why we have to use was. We are not going to buy that house, but if it was a little cheaper, we would buy. We would buy it. Yes. And number 9. He's not going to pass his exam. He's not going to pass his exam if he harder, he blah blah blah. Azma wrote the first answer to this sentence. All right, and for number 9, studied and would pass. Yes, studied. This is a regular verb, and just we have to add ed to the end of the verb for past simple, like in order to make it past simple form. And would pass. Would pass. That one is correct. Studied and would pass. Yeah. And number 10, John has a lot of car accidents. If he more carefully, he fewer accidents. We have two verbs, drive and have. And after if, as you know, we have to use a past simple form of the verb in order to make the second conditional sentences. But be careful with the second form of drive. So drive and what? So, and what? If he drove, yes, guys, drove is a correct answer. If he drove more carefully, he would have. That is the fantastic answer. Would have fewer accidents. Yes, he would have fewer accidents. That is the perfect answer for number 10. And 11. Beth eats a lot of junk food. As you know, junk food like a fast food. Beth eats a lot of junk food. If she healthier food, she blah blah blah. Eat, past simple form of eat is different, like ate. Yes. Okay. I should write it again. Yes, number 11. 8 is a correct answer for the first part, but she would lose. Yes, she would lose is a correct answer. Would and lose. Great. Number 12. Robert smokes a lot. If he smoking his cough, what? Okay. ate and would lose. Okay, that is the correct answer. Let me check the answer for number 12. Gülsafa and Sıla, they have already written their answers to number 12. Robert smokes a lot. If he quitted, yes, if he quitted smoking, his cough would get better. Yes, his cough would get better. Quitted and would get. Quitted and would get. Number 13. Frank is always tired. If he to bed earlier every night, he blah 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 much better. So what is the correct answer for number 13? Yusufa says went and would feel. Went and would feel. Yes, went, like go in the past simple is went. Frank is always tired. If he went to bed earlier every night, he would feel. He would feel much better. Yes, okay. And I think we did it. We finished this part. Let me check. Muhammad Ali says goes. It's not goes, Muhammad Ali. We have to use the past simple form. Past simple form of to like go. Then we have to use the would plus the first form of the verb. And let's do this one. Word order. But before the word order, let's match this exercise. And we have to match the beginnings of the sentences to the correct endings, okay? The beginnings of the sentences to the correct endings to make logical conditional sentences. For number 1, like we have 8 sentences here, and from 1 to 8, and from A to H, we have the two like halves we have here, like if side and the main side, like if clause and main clause. Number 1, if I were taller, Ayşe, Gülsafa and Sıla, Ayşe says exercise, I don't know. Azime, Tuka, Sıla and Gülsafa, they say number 1 is F. If I were taller, I wouldn't have to wear high-heeled shoes. Yes, it is for women. Number 1 is F. That is the correct answer because they wear high heel. Number 1 is F. What about number 2, guys? Number 2, I would buy a new computer. I would buy a new computer. I would buy a new computer. Yusufa says it is gym if I had enough money. Tuko and Sıla, they say the same answer, and I am waiting for the rest of the students for the getting the other comments, other answers. Okay, the number 2, I would buy a new computer. Yes, G is a correct answer. If I had enough money, if I had enough money, I would buy a new computer. That is the correct answer, guys. Thank you. And number 3, how would you feel if? How would you feel if what? Number 3, how would you feel if Gülsafa is really active today? She says number 3 is B, Tuko, Sıla. They say also B is a correct answer. How would you feel if you lost your job? That is the correct answer. How would you feel if you lost your job? How would you feel if you lost your job. Number 3, it's not A, Azime, because we would have 2 if in one sentence. It is impossible. So that is why the correct answer is B. How would you feel if you lost your job? By the way, I'm gonna ask the question to you. How would you feel if you lost your job? Can you tell me? How if you lost your job, how would you feel? Like unexpectedly you lost your job, okay? So it's a kind of surprise for you and you don't know what to do. How would you feel if you lost your job, guys? How would you feel? Gustafa says, I would be sad. Okay, why, Gustafa? Because you wouldn't get any money anymore. I would be upset. Tuko says, yes, the negative feelings they are writing. Gustafa and Tuko, they say I would be sad or I would be upset. So I would feel awful. Okay, but nobody says I would look for another job. Okay, nothing is continuous, like nothing is eternal, you know. Nothing is not forever. So one day you may lose your job, and in that situation you wouldn't you shouldn't feel awful, upset or sad. You would look for another job. So it's not the end of the life. I know the feeling of being upset or being sad, so it's not a good feeling, but we should do the correct one, the right thing we should do. Okay guys, let's continue with number 4. If you could visit any country in the world, Azime and Ayşe, Gülsafa and Sıla, Tuko, they have already written their answers for number 4. It's H. Yes. Where would you go? The same question I want to ask you guys. If you could visit any country in the world, where would you visit? Can you tell me, where would you go? Where would you visit? So, like, if you could visit any country in the world, where would you go? Would you go? I would go to South Korea. Gustav says, why South Korea? I think you're really interested in their language or their culture. That's why you choose the South Korea. Data Book says, why don't we use could instead of would? We can also use could instead of would, but it depends on the sentence. It changes from sentence to sentence. Every way we can't use would or could, okay? So it depends on the sentence and the meaning of the sentence. All right, Jada. In some sentences we use could. In some, like most sentences, we use would. But again, it is up to the meaning of the sentence. Azime says Swiss. It means Switzerland. Azime wants to visit Switzerland because I would see the northern lights. Wow. You have good dreams. Why not? Great. Okay, Ayşe, I'm gonna ask you, where would you go if you had any chance to, if you could visit any country in the world? Where would you go? Okay, and I'm waiting for my students' answers, and let me continue with number 5. He would be really upset. Number 5, which one should we choose? Sure, someday, absolutely. Why not, Azime? You can do that. Nothing is impossible. He would be really upset. Number 5. Number 5, they say, the girl says number 5 is if he knew about the theft. Yes, he would be really upset if he knew about the theft theft. Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay, and number 5 is E. What about number 6? I would marry him tomorrow if, wow. I would marry him tomorrow. Okay, that is a really interesting sentence. Yes, Tuko, Gusafa. They say number 6 is A. The correct answer is A for number 6. Yes, I would marry him tomorrow if I thought he really loved me. Yes, that is the correct answer for number 6. I would marry him tomorrow if I thought he really loved me. Great, guys. Thank you. And let's continue with number 7. I would forgive him. Wow. I would forgive him. In what case? I'd forgive you. I'd forgive you Azime Gusafa Tuko. They say C is a correct answer. Okay, let's wait. Zayda also wrote C. Yes, guys, the correct answer is C for number 7. If you apologized, I would forgive you. I would forgive you if you apologized. Number 8. Okay, the last one. The correct answer is already written here. If I didn't feel so ill, and also I should write he would be really upset. Number 6 is, number 5 is A. Number 6, I would marry him tomorrow, was A. And number 7, we said that number 7 was C. And number 8 is which one? Number 8, if I didn't feel so ill, I wouldn't know. I would come to the party with you. Yes, D is a correct answer. Yes, guys, D is a correct answer for number 8. If I didn't feel so ill, the correct answer is D. If I didn't feel so ill, I'd come to the party with you. That is the correct answer, guys. Great. And let's continue with the second part, exercise 2, word order. We have to make the sentence by choosing 5 words. Okay, 5 words we have to choose here and write the correct answer for number 1. So for number 1, what should we write here? Marry him, would you say yes? Okay, so that is a really good sentence to make. And number 1, would you say yes? And firstly, we have to use if. Okay, the first word is F. If what? And also we have to use a past simple form. Let me highlight the word here, like chosen word. If we have already chosen, if he asked, yes, if he asked. And 3 words, we need like 2 more. If yes, if he asked, like 3 words we have already found. If he asked you to, yes, if he asked you to marry. If he asked you, where is you? You is here. We have to highlight you. Yes, if he asks you to marry him, like fifth is 2. Yes, if he asks you to marry him, would you say yes? That's the correct answer. If he asks you to. All right, number 2. How would we keep in touch? We guys, keep in your mind that we have to choose 5 words from the list here. Number 2. Number 2, how would we keep in touch? And again, the sentence starts with if again, like we have a main clause and we have to make the if clause here. If we didn't have computers, they say if we, okay, didn't have computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Yes, guys, if we didn't have, yes, the past simple form we have to use, didn't have computers. Yes, that is the correct answer for number 2. And number 3, if they pay was lower than it is. Yes, if we didn't have computers, Cansel, Sıla, Tuko, Gülsafa, and yes, your answers are good. If the pay was lower than it is, the question type of sentences always starts with would for the second conditional. Would you or would you leave your job? Yes, would you leave, it means stopped working. Would you leave your job? Yes, like 5 words we choose here for this number 3. Would you leave your job? Yes, great. And let's continue with number 4. If she, and we have to make both forms, like main clause, both sides, main clause and if clause. Welcome, Mr. Mehmet. Welcome to our online lesson. So what should we write for number 4? If she wasn't, okay, yes, let me highlight one by one in order to make sure. If she wasn't, not isn't, because we have to use a past simple. If she wasn't beautiful, that's the interesting sentence. If she wasn't beautiful, he wouldn't be going out with her. Yes, wouldn't be going out with her. Okay. And number 4, let me write if she wasn't beautiful, he wouldn't be, yes, wouldn't be going. Okay. And don't forget to choose the 5 words, not 4 words. Okay, Tuko, Gülsafa, you choose 4 words instead of 5. Okay, guys, let's have a break time. Okay, like let's do the number 5 and then we will have break. If people were, okay, yes, the correct answer is were. If people were If people were more tolerant, yes, if people were more tolerant, that's the correct answer. There would be fewer wars. Yes, there would be. Yes, fifth word I choose here. There would be fewer words. Let me write the correct answer here. If people were more tolerant, there would be fewer words. Great. Thank you, guys. Let's have 15 minutes break, and after break time we will keep continuing. See you in 15 minutes.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world full of joy and smile, a world where everyone only by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do but do Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Enthusiastic.
Reci bilmiyorum. Recipe. Recipe. Bir daha. Recipe.
Clark. Pronunciation.
Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world with a joy and smile, a world where everyone only by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do but do Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife. Knife. Enthusiastic. Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Etrustic.
Reci bilmiyorum. Recipe. 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 Bir daha. Recipe.
Clark.
Clark.
Clark. Pronunciation.
Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Hello again, guys. Welcome to the second part of today's lesson. I'm here again. In today's lesson, we will be talking about the second conditional sentences for pre-intermediate level students. Okay, I am Nijat, and I will be here for 1 hour. It is the second part of today's lesson, and we have been talking about the second conditionals. Okay. And we can talk about the second condition. How can we make the second condition sentences? All right. As Asma says, if you were on put on plain clothes and less makeup, she would be more elegant. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Azma, for your fantastic idea. For your awesome sentence. She tried to make a second conditional sentence. Yes, I got the idea what she wanted to say. Yeah, about the girl. I don't know who, but yeah, she's right. Okay, guys, and let's do number 6. The last sentence for this exercise. And if you blah 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 be able to communicate. Okay, how can we make this sentence, guys? How can we make it? So number 6, and we have to use if you, and we have to use a past simple form of the verb. If you spoke, yes, not speak. We have to write spoke. If you spoke English, yes, and we have to add object. If you spoke English, if you spoke English, okay, if you couldn't speak, yes, that is the correct answer. If you couldn't speak English, that's the correct one. If you couldn't speak English, we wouldn't be able to communicate. We wouldn't be able to communicate. So what we choose here, we choose if you couldn't, yes, could. If you couldn't speak, because we have a past simple form of could, and we have to use a verb form, first form of the verb. If you couldn't speak English, we have to use the main clause, subject, and wouldn't, negative, because of the meaning of the sentence. We wouldn't be able to communicate. Yes, great, thank you, Gul Safa. Couldn't speak English, we wouldn't. Great, fantastic. And let's continue with another one. I think we did it. We have to continue with another exercise here. And second conditional, complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. From 1 to 6, we have 6 sentences, and we have to write the correct form of these words in the second conditional tense, in the second conditional form. Okay, I'm writing my notes here in order to show you the correct answers. Let's start from number 1. What should we write here? For number 1, what would you do? Okay, and we will write the answers to the questions. 1 is the correct answer, yes. What would you do if you won lots of money? I want to ask you guys, what would you do if you won lots of money? What would you do if you won lots of money? For example, if I were you, if I won lots of money, I would, for example, I would travel. And what about you? What would you do if you won lots of money? Number 1. Okay, I would buy an island. I would buy a very nice house. Okay, Gusafa says I would help all poor countries. That's the good idea. Thank you, Gusafa. Soydan Solmaz says, I would buy a very nice house if I had money, if you had a lot of money. Tuko says, I would buy an island. Yes, Tuko, I think the last lesson she said the same. She said she would buy an island if she had lots of money. Great. Number 2. Thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful ideas. Buying the house, an island, and helping poor countries. If I were you, I would blah blah blah. Azime says I would travel to Europe. So Azime wants to travel all the European countries. Yes, stay. Nowadays, during the coronavirus pandemic, everybody stays at home. Yes, what would you do? If I were you, I would stay at home. I would stay at home. If I were you, I would stay at home tonight. Great. Stay is a correct answer for number 2. Number 3. If I blah 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 a crime happening, I would phone the police. So, which answer is a correct? If I saw a crime happening, I would phone the police. Yes, guys, if I saw a crime happening, I would phone the police. So is a correct answer for number 3. Yes, if side we have to use a past simple form. And number 4, what would you do if you blah 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 something very important? Yes, what would you do if you, like, the verb is forget, and after if, as you know, we have to use the past simple form of the verb for second conditional sentences, and forget changed into forgot. Yes, forgot. F-O-R-G-O-T. Yes, that's the correct answer for number 4. Forgot. What would you do if you forgot something very important? That is the correct answer for number 4. And guys, number 5, what should we write here? If I all my exams, I would be so happy. Like my students. Gusafa says past. And to Kosola, they say the same answer. If I passed, like the past simple form of pass with ed, if I passed all my exams, I would be so happy. Great. And the last sentence of first exercise, what would your mother if you didn't go home tonight? What would your mother thought, not think. Think is a present simple form of the thing, yes, but we have to use a past simple to come. Thought. Yes, what would your mother... sorry, like it's a main clause. If it's a main clause, we have to use the first form of the verb. If you didn't go home tonight, what would your mother think? Think is a correct answer, guys, not thought. Gülsafa and Aslı Yılmaz, your answers unfortunately are incorrect. Be careful because this is the main clause. What would your mother think if you didn't go home tonight? Yes, think is a correct answer for number 6. Okay, and write the sentences using the prompts here. We have prompts. Number 2. If I won 1 million pound sterling, I would go on holiday. So what about number 2? Number 2. Okay, number 2. Meet a beautiful woman or handsome man, get married. So let's make a sentence. Let's make a sentence to use the second conditional. All right. So what about number 2? Meet a beautiful woman or handsome man. Okay, how can we make a sentence by using this idea? If I met a beautiful woman or handsome man, I would get married. Yes, if I met, if, number 2, if I met, or like if you met. This is a positive or question. Let's write the question forms firstly. If you met a handsome or like a beautiful handsome man. Let's use the man here. Like, would you get married? Would you get married? Yes. If you met a handsome man, not man. Yes. If you met a handsome man, would you get married? For boys, we can use like this. If you met a beautiful woman, would you get married? Yes. If I met a beautiful woman, I would go on get married with her. I would get married with her, not go on. Okay. Go on is for number 1. I think you mix the sentences to go. That's why we shouldn't use go on here. And what about number 3? Get married, buy a house. Number 3. If I got married, I would buy a house. Okay, if I got married, yes, if I got married, okay, yes, this is a like past simple form we have to use. Like, if I got married, I would buy a house. I would buy a house. Yes, I would buy a house. That is the correct answer. Great. If I got married, I would buy a house. That is the correct answer. Guys, to Koşullu and Gülsafak, thank you so much for your ideas, for your answers. And number 4, buy a house, need more money. Okay, number 4 is a little bit different. Number 4, buy a house, need more money. If I bought a house, I would need more money. Wow, Gülsafak. Yes, that's the correct answer. If I bought a house, yes, if I bought a house, I would need more money. Yes, I would need more money if I bought a house. Yes, if I bought a house, I would need more money. And let's continue with number 5. We have to write the number 5 here. Okay, number 5. Need more money, get a job. If you want to get a job, you need more money. If I want to buy a house, I would need more money. If I needed more money, I would get a job. If I needed more money, I would get a job. Yes, Gülsafak and Tuko. If I needed more money, okay, I would get a job. I would get a job. Yes, that is the correct answer for number 5. Yes. And number 6, guys, what should we write for number 6? Get a job, buy a lottery ticket. Wanted, Azme says wanted. If I wanted to buy a house, I would need more money. Yes, Azme. Needed, wanted, yes. If I got a job, I would buy a lottery ticket. Maybe I wouldn't buy a lottery ticket. If I got a job, okay, and we have to use comma. Don't forget to use a comma after if clause. If I got a job, I wouldn't buy a lottery ticket, or I would buy, okay, I would buy a lottery ticket. Yes, I would buy a lottery ticket. And number 7, if I got a job, I would buy a lottery ticket. Yes, lottery ticket. That is the correct answer. Number 7, buy a lottery ticket, win a 1 million pound sterling. Pound sterling. So guys, so the last sentence for this exercise, number 7. If I bought a lottery ticket, I would win 1 million. Do you believe in that? Do you believe that you would win 1 million if I bought a lottery ticket? Lottery ticket. I would win 1 million pound sterling. Where is the pound sterling, symbol of pound sterling? I couldn't find. Okay, I will write just 1 million. 1 million. Okay. Yeah. Do you believe that it is possible, Azme says, if you bought a lottery ticket, Azme, you would win 1 million pound sterling? Yeah, why not? Okay, yeah. All right, and the last one, number 3, exercise number 3. We have to check if the sentence is correct or incorrect. Rewrite the like incorrect sentences. I want to believe. Aslı says, I want to believe. She wanna believe that. Okay, yes. Believing. Maybe. Maybe you would win 1 million pound sterling or 1 million Turkish liras. Okay, and for number 1, what would you do if you were lost? Number 1, weak possibility. Yes, it's not weak, it is a less possibility. Less possible. Incorrect, Tuka says. Tuka says number 1 is incorrect. Why, Tuka? Incorrect. They say, what would you do if you were lost? Why it is false? Can you let me know why it is incorrect? Okay, if you say it is incorrect, can you let me know why it is incorrect? Why? What would you do if you... Okay, why it is incorrect? Just I'm waiting for your correct answers. Must be left. No, it's not must be left to come. It's not leave. It's lost. I think there is no need were if you lost. Okay, and Gustafa says, I think there's no need were. All right. If yes, were here is more, so we shouldn't use more. Yes. So what would you do if you lost? If you lost, if you were lost. All right. That's the correct answer. And number 2, if you didn't have any money, what will you do? If you didn't have any money, what will you do? Okay, for number 2. If you didn't have any money, I think the first part of the sentence is correct. If you didn't have any money, will or would? Yes, we have to use would instead of will. Yes, would we have to use. This is incorrect. We have to use would here. What would you do? As you know, for the second conditional sentences, we use would instead of will. Will, we use the first conditional sentences, first conditional type of sentences. And number 3, if I meet a famous person, I would ask them for their autograph. I would a job. If I didn't have any money, I would get a job. I would get a job. I would look for a job. Yes, I would look for a job. If they say it is incorrect, yes, Gül, Safa, and Sıla, they say, why it is incorrect, Sıla? Incorrect, it must be met instead of meet. Yes, that is the correct point. Yes, you found out. Yes, if I met a famous person, I would ask them for their autograph. Yes, autograph or orthograph. Autograph is correct. If I met a famous person, I would ask them for their autograph. Number 4, if I blah blah blah. Number 4, is it incorrect or correct? All right. Number 4, they say it is correct. Why them? I would ask them. A famous person, I would ask him or her. In general, they use them. That's why. All right. Number 4, they say it is correct. Yes, that's the correct. It is a correct answer, guys. If I were you, I would take a map. Yes, number 5. Number 4 is correct. And number 5, what would you do if you bitten by a snake? Number 5, what would you do if you're bitten by a snake? Okay, Sıla says it is correct. I'm not sure she says about number 5 or number 4. Number 5, Tuko says number 5 is correct. No, it's not correct. Sıla says it is incorrect. Okay, Sıla, if it is incorrect, can you let me know the correct answer? And Gülsafa says it is incorrect, it is beat. No, it is false, Gülsafa. Be careful, what should we write here? Like you bitten by a snake. We have to be careful with this part. What would you do? Bite, Tuko asks. No, it's not bite. Bite is not the correct answer. If you were bitten, Al Pacino. Yes, that is the correct form. Like passive. Passive we have to use. You were bitten. What would you do if you were bitten by a snake? What would you do if you were bitten? So we should add were. We should add were. If you were bitten by a snake, what would you do? All right, and number 6, if I broken my leg, I would go to hospital. Number 6, the last sentence. The last sentence here. Okay, if I broken my leg, I would go to hospital. Is it a correct or incorrect sentence? And I should drink my water. All right. Incorrect, they say broke, we must use here. Yes, broke. If I broke my leg, yes, broken is false. Broken is false. If I broke my leg, I would go to hospital. I would go to hospital. And let me ask you a question. If you had a chance to change something, what would you change? The question is, if you had a chance to change something, what would you change? Can you let me know? What would you change if you had a chance to change in your life, maybe in the world, maybe in your country, or like in your student life? I don't know what kind of life you have. So, what would you change if you had a chance to change? Azme says, my house. Why, Azme? Why would you change your house? Gusafa says, I would get my childhood times. I would go to back. I would go to my childhood. Gusafa says, why, Gusafa? Why would you go to your childhood? Why wouldn't you be like adult? I would get my childhood times. All right. Any other idea? Like, what would you do if you had a chance to change something? Like, just I got two students' answers. Azime said I would change my house. Gusafa says I would go to my childhood. Tuko says I would change my place of birth. Why, Tuko? Why would you like to change your place of birth? I don't like the region I live. Okay. Where do you live in, Azime? And Tuko, the same question to you. And then after getting your answers to this question, we will continue with another exercise for first conditional, for the second conditional, and then I will ask you some questions related to that grammar. So, and I'd like to be born in an island. Gülsafa says, because when you are a child, okay, when you are a child, everything for you seems beautiful and you feel yourself happy. Yeah, yeah. At this point, you're right. Yes, I want to say that is the good feeling. Because when you are a child, everything for you seems beautiful and you feel yourself happy. Tuko says, I'd like to born an island again and again. Tuko loves island. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable ideas. And let's continue with another exercise from the English file book and write the second condition sentences for pictures. And number one, it has already been written here. Which would you choose if you could only have one? Like we have a wolf and what is it? It's a goat, I think. Yes, it's a goat. And number two, you and do. Okay, thanks a lot to Gusafa. You're welcome, Gusafa. And what about number two? What should we write for number two? We have the two verbs here. We have to use them in the conditional sentences, in the second type of the conditional sentences, guys. In the second part. Tuko says, would, feel, and did. You would feel better if you did more exercise. Al Pacino says felt and did. No, not Al Pacino. It's not a good one. Would, feel, and did. Yes, would, feel, and did. Would, feel, and did is the correct answer. Okay. Let me write the correct answer here. Number 2, you would feel, and in the main clause, as you see, we have to use would and plus the first form of the verb. Would feel better if you did more exercise. Yes, if you did more exercise, you would feel better. Yes, you would feel better if you did exercise. Do you do exercise, guys? Do you do any exercise? If not, you should start. Okay, and let's continue with number 3. You can see a couple in the picture, in the photo, girl and boy, and there's a cage and there are birds in the cage. So they blah 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 happier if they blah 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 in that cage. Sıla Tuko Gülsafa says what? They would be happier. Yes, they would be happier. They would be happier. Okay, they would be happier if they didn't live. If they didn't live in that cage. All right, in that cage. They would be happier if they didn't live in that cage. Yes. All right, that is the correct answer. They would be happier if they didn't live in that cage. Yes, would be happier if they didn't live in that cage. Yes. And number 4. I blah blah there if I blah 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 you. Yusafa says, I wouldn't swim. I wouldn't swim. I wouldn't swim there if I were you. Yes, I wouldn't swim if I were you. If I were you. I wouldn't swim if I were you. I wouldn't swim if I were you. Yes. And let me make it bigger for you to show you the correct answer. And let's continue with number 5. Number 5. I blah 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 somebody if I French. Okay. So what should we write for number 5? Number 5, and we have a verb, and we have to change the verbs according to the sentence, the clause here. Like number 5, I would ask, yes, I would ask somebody, I would ask somebody, okay, I would ask somebody if I could speak French. If I could speak, I would ask somebody if I could speak, if I could speak French. Yes, that is the correct answer. I would ask somebody if I could speak French. Yes, that is the correct answer for number 5. I would ask somebody if I could speak French. Great, thank you. And let's continue with number 6. Number 6 here, as you see. It if she the money. So, what should we write for number 6? She's looking at at what? Can you let me know what's its name? Number 6. Yeah. Okay. Could speak, they say. Gusafa says, would she buy? Would she buy if would? Yes, that is the correct answer. Would she buy it? Would she buy it if she had the money? If she had the money. Yes, number 6. Would she buy it if she had the money? That is the correct answer. And let's continue with number 7. Number 7. If she, blah blah blah, she, what should we write here for number 7? Azma says careless again. Yes. Number 7. Wasn't and would go. Tuko and Gusafa. They say wasn't and would go. If she wasn't ill, yes. If she wasn't ill, if she wasn't ill, she, okay, if she wasn't ill, she would go to work. She would go to work. Yes. And the last one is number 8. If she wasn't ill, she would go to work. Number 8. He blah 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 scared if it's so big. Wouldn't be and wasn't. That is the wouldn't be, not wouldn't be, wasn't. Number 8. Gustav is writing the answer for number 8. He wouldn't be, yes, he wouldn't be scared. He wouldn't be scared, not sacred, scared, if it wasn't, yes, if it wasn't so big. Yes, he wouldn't be scared if it wasn't so big. That was the second conditional sentence for number 8. Great, thank you guys. And the last exercise we will continue with, we have 10 sentences, first or second conditional. Yes, that's really important task. First or second conditional sentences, guys. Here, be careful. What will we do tomorrow if it rains? This is the first conditional sentence. The number 2 is, if I had a lot of money, I would buy a horse. Yes. What about number 3? Which tense is it? She blah blah blah. Yes, number 3. Which one? Second conditional. Second would buy. If she would pass her exams. Okay, she would pass her exams if she what? Number 3. I'm waiting for your correct answers for number 3. Studied. Yes, Tuko wrote the correct answer. Studied is a correct answer. We have to change this to the second Conditional. Yes, studied is a correct answer for number 3. She would pass her exams if she studied harder. Great. Number 4. I am sure if you ask her nicely, she you the money. This is a possible situation. For number 4, what should we write here? For number 4. Number 4, like first type of conditional sentences. Yes, I am sure she will lend you the money if you ask her nicely. That is the correct answer. I am sure she will lend you the money if you ask her nicely. That is the correct answer for number 4. Great. And number 5, I'd like your dog more. I'd like your dog more if he... Okay, the first part, like the main clause, if you pay attention to the main clause, you can see it is a would like. So if it is would like, I'd like your dog more if he wasn't so noisy. Yes, wasn't. The second condition, I will highlight the second conditional sentences. Number 5 is the second. Yes. If I'd like your dog more if he wasn't so noisy. Number 6, guys. And number 6, if I will see you on Monday. So if you see I will see you on Monday, you can guess what type of sentences it is. I will see you on Friday. If I what? Yes, if I don't see you this evening, I will see you on Friday. That is the correct answer, guys. Thank you. Like this is the first conditional type of the sentences that we are using. And number 7, I blah 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 anything to James if you don't want to meet you. If you don't want, like in order to choose the sentence, the way the sentence is first type or second type, we have to pay attention to if. After if it is the past simple, we have to change it to second conditional. If it is like present simple, we have to change it to first type. So the number 7, I won't say, yes, I won't say anything to James if you don't want me to. Yes, that is the correct answer. I won't say anything to James if you don't want me to. That is the correct answer, guys. Thank you. And number 8, last 3 sentences, 8, 9, and 10. Number 8, if you, we will miss the train. That is again, we have what? We have a future simple. If you see the future simple, it means we have to use the first type of conditional sentences. So if you don't hurry up, we will miss the train. That is the correct answer. We will miss the train if you don't hurry up. Okay, number 9 and number 10. If I were you, okay, number 9, what should we write for number 9? If I were you, I blah 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 to the UK, United Kingdom in the winter. Alright, if I were you, I wouldn't go to the United Kingdom in the winter because it would be like too cold or too rainy. Yes, guys, it is a second conditional sentence because of after if we used were, past simple. If I were you, I wouldn't go to the United Kingdom in the winter. Number 10, the last one, the last sentence, and we have to write the correct answer for number 10, and then we will finish today's lesson. What? Blah, blah, blah. If you found a snake in your bed. That is the interesting sentence we are facing at the moment. What? Blah, blah, blah. So what? Blah, blah, blah. And if you found a snake in your bed. Okay, let me check your comments whether they are the correct answer or not. What would you do? Yes, Tuko says, what would you do if you found a snake in your bed? Yes, guys, thank you. What would you do if you found a snake in your bed. Alright, thank you. Thank you so much for your fantastic performance during the lesson, and you answered almost all the questions I gave you. I want to say big thanks to everyone because of being active here, and I was here for 2 hours and I tried to teach you second conditional sentences for pre-intermediate lessons. I hope you learned. Okay, I'm gonna say thanks again. Thank you so much. Take care, have a good day, see you later. Bye bye.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her